Hello witches, my name is Luca and welcome back to my channel. So in today's speed build, I am building a home and I'm letting my tarot deck decide what kind of home I'm going to build today. So if you don't know, I do some tarot reads here and there, and I decided that I would pull a card at random and let the idea behind the card as well as the artwork on the card decide for me what the actual house was going to look like. And so when I did this build, I actually drew this card here. It is the Two of Pentacles, and you can see it has some really beautiful like oranges and grayish blues and all that stuff. Here, let me do a better view there. And yeah, and then I have this tarot deck here. This is by Chris Ann. It is called the Light Seers Tarot. It is amazing. I absolutely adore the art and the style and just in general, just the ease of use, because especially as a new-ish tarot reader, it really helps me get started. But the reasoning for the webcam today, before I get too far into the build and the description of the card and everything, I actually built this live, and I recorded myself like talking, and like I had a face cam and everything. And I just have, for the life of me, not wanted to edit this video because I was like, this is kind of boring to watch. Not gonna lie. The build was great, but me talking, I was just like, ugh. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna meet myself halfway and make it into a speed build and then do a little face cam talk over thingy kind of vibe. And so let's get into the build itself. So initially, this home is just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. It's just a simple little home in Newcrest. I just had a character in my head, an idea based off of the description that the author has left here. I didn't read the full thing, of course, but what I did is I just looked at the light seer and the shadow seer perspective. So basically, as you pull a tarot card, depending on its position, whether it's right side up or upside down, you can read it and interpret it a little bit differently. The meaning can be different. That's honestly optional. If you're not looking to be a shadow reader, you can just do a light read, and that's fine. Again, take everything with a grain of salt because I'm still pretty new at this. But the Light Seer's perspective of the Two of Pentacles is a need to balance many aspects of self, juggling obligations, equilibrium, seeking harmony. And let me tell you what, y'all, I'm just going to be honest. This card, I get it a lot. A lot. I cannot stress you that this tarot deck will read you to filth in the nicest way. And this card pops up all the time. Let me tell you, it's kind of rude. But basically, and also the shadow reader's perspective can be being out of balance, disharmony, committing to too many things, a need to prioritize, a time to slow down. Again, that is very much like me. But I kind of imagined someone like me, of course, but I imagined a sim that had a lot of hobbies, that didn't really commit to one thing, that just kind of found themselves floating from one thing to the next, just kind of interested in just experimenting with a lot of different things and styles and colors and fashion and hobbies and just all that good stuff. So yeah, I included some hobby items here and there, like a guitar. I think I included an easel somewhere, a streaming computer. I was like, you know what? Let me just kind of put myself in here a little bit because, throughout the years, I have been someone who loves to draw and paint, whether that's digitally or with oil paints, watercolors, all that good stuff. Someone who has played guitar a lot, someone who does tarot readings, someone who does, I don't know, speed builds on YouTube and all that good stuff. There's so many things that I try to do, and I'm just like, you gotta focus on just one thing, girl. But yeah, so let's jump into the build though a little bit more. Let's talk about the build. The build itself, I actually love this home so much. It is so full of color and life. And there's just something about the colors that I had to use because I based the colors off of this tarot card right here. And you can see it has, I'm cropping my video weirdly, so if I'm like holding it off screen, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can see there's this really pretty like corally orange. We've got some reds and some scarlets and just some, you know, orangey tones. And then there's this really cool gray color. It's almost like a light blue. And I found this wallpaper in the base game that has this like gradient paint, and it's literally the same colors. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it works perfectly. And it tied everything together really well. And so I did try to include some more saturated, kind of intense blues and oranges to kind of really like, you know, have some contrast, because I didn't want it to all just be gray and light orange. But using between the wallpaper and just this really pretty rug from, I want to say Strangerville. I cannot remember for the life of me where this rug comes from. Like, I'm actually looking at it and I'm trying to remember. I'm like, which pack did that come with? I cannot remember. And of course, I had to use the couch from the Paranormal Stuff pack. Ugh. Literally the most beautiful couch in the whole entire game. I love it so much because it has so much like character and liveliness to it, because it has like blankets and pillows and all that stuff. And it's not perfectly laid out either. And I just wish we had more stuff like that. Gosh, just imagine if we could do clutter like that. I'm pretty sure we might be able to in The Sims 5. I don't even want to think about that yet. That's just going to be so overwhelming for me. Like, oh my goodness. Oh gosh, it's going to be a lot. But yeah, this home is just kind of a simple layout. We've got the living room here, and I'm really liking how it's coming along, because I put those little, you know, cactus plants on the coffee table there, and I don't know, I was having a really good time with this build. I just kind of was going through the catalog, and I was clicking the filters on the lower right-hand side where you can like filter certain packs out and all that stuff. I was filtering colors, and so I went to blue and orange, and it was so fun seeing all the different things, because sometimes whenever you do that, at least for me, I see swatches that I either don't use a whole lot or I completely forget about, and I don't know, it just kind of forces you to, you know, look at the game a little bit differently. And it's just so much fun seeing different versions of things and just kind of finding new ways to mix and match all the furniture that we have in this game. So yeah, I highly recommend, if you have a tarot deck, or if you have, say, you know, just a random color generator on your phone or your computer. That's a really good thing to use too, just to kind of push you outside of not necessarily your comfort zone, but kind of push you in a direction that you wouldn't normally do in the beginning. Because at least for me as a creative person, I get really stuck in doing the same old thing all the time, because I have it in my head what I need to do or what I want to do. And I just need to just make something. And sometimes that means making something completely different, and it'll be really fun when I do. And I don't know, this was just a breath of fresh air. And honestly, lately with builds, I've been kind of going about them differently, and I've been having so much fun with them. I switched the flooring to from the gray, which I liked the gray, but then I put this flooring down, and honestly, it kind of worked. I never really use this flooring ever, and the kitchen is just a pretty simple layout, and I used the countertops from the Parenthood game pack. I thought the gray was a nice like contrast between all the different like oranges and blues and stuff. It kind of played well with it. And then I got out the table from the Island Living expansion pack. Hopefully the video is all synced up, but if not, it's coming. If not, you already saw it. But the Island Living table is so pretty. It has such beautiful swatches. It has such gorgeous texture. And then I included the chairs. I believe they're from high school years. It gives me teenage room vibes. And I found this swatch with like some yellows and pinks and oranges. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I think that's so fun. It's so different than what I would do. I would never use those chairs normally. Like, I guess I just don't think about them. And not that there's anything wrong with them. I actually really, really like them. They look really cute. But I just never really think to use stuff like that. And honestly, it gave a like, dare I say it, youthfulness. Like, I could just see like a TikToker, you know, person being like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with these new chairs that I got at this thrift store. Or I repurposed these chairs and made them my own, you know, stuff like that. Like, definitely something that's like a, dare I say it, Gen Z kind of thing, you know? I feel like that's like the vibes of high school years in general is Gen Z because I mean there is some Gen Z people that are out of high school, but like for the most part, oh God, when did Gen Z began in like the late 90s, right? It was like 96 or 97. I'm 95, so I'm still a millennial. I'm still a millennial, I promise. I'm like that in between like group of 95 to 97 where we're just kind of like in the middle and we're just like we don't know who we are. But yeah, house is coming along great, and I love this wallpaper with the orange and the like corally color. That was literally perfect, like without question, perfect. Like loved it so freaking much. And I don't know, it just usually I go for like if it was me just building this house, just going in blind, not knowing what colors, I would probably gravitate to more neutral tones with like hints of green, maybe some hints of like yellow or orange or blue, but nothing like this. It wouldn't be this bright and colorful. And honestly, I'm so obsessed with this. It's so much fun. And I'm really loving the kitchen right now because it has a copper sink, which that's a great segue. So I did announce this on my community tab recently, but I thought I would announce it in a video properly. I just want to say that I have launched a Patreon. I have two different tiers currently. The first tier is it's the cup of coffee tier. The cup of coffee tier is just a way of supporting the channel a little bit more directly, and you do get early access to my videos. I'm trying to figure out the kind of the way I want to do things there. I don't know if I want to just put the unlisted video link there on Patreon or if I want to just upload a version of the video to Patreon. I'm still trying to work out the kinks and the everything, so please bear with me while I try to figure this out. But I thought I would just start it anyways. But yeah, there's the cup of coffee tier, and then there is another tier that is the $10 tier called Copper Sink, because you know me, I love a good copper sink in a kitchen. But yeah, basically with that tier, you get build requests as well. And basically, at least depending on demand and how many it happens, I don't see it growing too fast. So, you know, I'm not going to worry. But for all my patrons in that tier, you get the ability to directly request a build. Now, I know. I've taken requests in the past on comments and stuff, but honestly, it's kind of hard for me to do it sometimes because like I'm worried so much about YouTube and all that stuff that if I do a build just randomly for someone, it's kind of hard because like YouTube takes up so much of my creative power that it kind of I needed to set aside time for that. But I thought, you know, doing it for Patreon, it would kind of make it a little bit more sustainable for me as a person needing to work and to pay my bills. So if you do want to have some build requests, they can be speed builds. They can be just builds in general. Just go over on my Patreon and sign up. I'm probably going to change the pricing and change the, you know, the perks and all that. It's probably going to change over time, so just bear with me. Just please be patient with me. I'm just trying to live. But yeah, I will have that linked in the description down below. And I just want to say right here in the middle of the video, thank you so much to the few patrons that have signed up. It really does mean the world to me. I will try to have that list in the description and at least at the end of the video here. And I also have a Ko-fi page as well. The Ko-fi page is just a really quick way to donate directly to me without any like commitment or anything. So if you want to go that route, I totally understand. That also helps me a huge amount too. So go check that out as well. I have that linked in the description too. But yeah, here we are into the living room again, and you can see I'm adding a streaming computer. And I was like, you know what? That's cute. That's cute. I can see this sim doing that. I can see them streaming, and I don't know. I just was really having fun with just like different patterns and clashing colors and just trying to come up with some just ideas on how I wanted to decorate this little living room. And it's still very functional. Like they have the computer, they have plenty of seating, they have a, you know, the TV, radio, bookshelf combo from Tiny Living really made it work too. And honestly, I love it. It's so cozy. And I think the thing I would change would be to go in and fix the lighting and like dim some lights, get rid of the overhead lighting because we don't like overhead lighting. None of us do. I can't stand overhead lighting, let me tell you. But yeah, there was a moment here that I was just seeing myself commenting on the pastel pop kit by Plumbella. It's basically the kit that Plumbella worked on with the Sims team directly, and they created a kit together, and it's a really nice kit. I'm not really a big kit person. I think kits are kind of a, you know, I don't know, just, you know, the drama. We're not going to get into it, but I do love the pastel pop kit. I think that is a wonderful kit. That's such a good, I think if they went that route with kits, I would like it a lot more, because like, just imagine them partnering with more creators, whether it's CC creators or whatever. And it's just, I don't know. I just think that would be a really fun route for them to take. And I think they would actually be more successful, because people would be like, oh, this is by a creator and they've been paid for this. So it's kind of nice, you know? I kept the bathroom pretty simple because, you know, why make a bathroom complicated? It's a place to where you don't want it to be complicated, because getting in there is sometimes hard. So I just made it very simple. I really liked using this kind of room divider from the bowling night stuff. And I shrank it down and just used to move objects to make like a narrower one. And I really liked it. I thought that was kind of fun. And it added some light and color, and it kind of just broke up the room a little bit, since I was using that shower from the, what do you call it? The Snowy Escape expansion pack. And of course I had to use the kitty mirror in the bathroom too. I love that mirror. I never use it for anything, but I thought it worked perfectly in this home. It just had that, you know, quirky charm that I think this home kind of exemplifies. I don't even know. I'm sorry. Yeah. And yeah, just kept it simple, kept it easy, kept it basic. And yeah, I don't know. It was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun doing something a little bit different. And I've been trying to change up how I build things lately too, because there for a while, I got really into working on my save file. And the save file has been really taking a lot out of me. I'm not going to lie. Every time I do a build, I feel like I have to go full on detail, full on landscape. And that's what I want to do with it. But I'm just having some issues with that, because it can really burn me out really fast if that's all I do. And so I'm trying to kind of balance it, and I'm going to work on a save file build here and there, but I'm not going to overwhelm myself like I was before. I've recently been renovating some homes that that EA has built, and I've been having so much fun with that, because I've been limiting myself on, you know, budget, and I've been using just the base game plus whatever pack the build came with. So right now, I actually just finished up the homes in Glimmerbrook. There's only 3 homes there, but I'm probably gonna do the Magic HQ. I don't know yet. That's a huge task to take on. Just saying. But I'm gonna try. But I'm taking a little break from Glimmerbrook for now. But I just finished that other one, and I'll leave a link down below to those videos. Oh my god, I had so much fun with those builds, so much. You don't understand. Like, seeing EA, how they build, is kind of interesting, because yeah, the builds in Glimmerbrook were absolutely atrocious. Let me tell you, they needed some help. But there's something that I noticed outside of the style and just how the poor execution. I noticed how they furnished, how they made the rooms set up, how big the rooms were. Like, they really were trying to make it as functional as possible on the lowest end PCs. And I think that's a good way to build sometimes. But I will say that for me, it was actually kind of nice seeing that, because I'm like, you know, maybe it is better to build a little bit more like that. Not completely, but just a little bit less cluttered, a little less chaotic, so that, you know, whenever you actually go to play in this home, if you download my builds, they're realistic to play in. It's not going to be so cluttered and chaotic that your sim can't get to everything, you know, because at the end of the day, we're playing the Sims, and, you know, we're meant to play the game sometimes. So, you know, you got to have a build that actually functions. That being said, you know, a lot of the builds are pretty bad. Let me tell you, they're pretty bad. I actually am currently working. I'll just spoil it. I don't care. I'm obsessed with it, so I'm gonna finish it. Just don't be upset if I forget and don't do it, because ADHD brain. But I'm currently making over the Spencer Kim Lewis household. I'm redoing their house, and oh boy, that house is something, y'all. That house is something. It was, ooh, girl, it is rough. It's rough. It's so much, but I'm gonna make it work, and I'm thinking of making it work. I'm really excited to show you all what I've got done with that. I'm so excited for that build. And here I am just adding a little backyard to this home. I was kind of not looking forward to this part, but once I put down this fence from the backyard stuff pack, I found this really cool blue swatch. It's like a light blue, and it kind of brings a little bit of color and a little bit of life outside. And it's not necessarily one of the colors on the card, but it kind of works. And it contrasted really well with the terracotta tiles that I used outside. And I, just kind of took it easy with landscaping, because I love landscaping as much as the next person, but sometimes landscaping can be just a little bit too much. And I just don't want to go crazy with it, because, making it lush and full and, full of life all the time isn't exactly realistic, but I guess it doesn't matter because it is The Sims. I don't know. Well, I digress. Yeah, I'm just throwing in just a bunch of random things and seeing if it works. I've been really obsessed with that one, round, like big round bush. Like, I don't know. I've been really, really liking it. It's one of the first ones you see in the catalog, and it's just, it's beautiful. It just has like the perfect shape, perfect color, just everything. And it just fills up a lot of space, which is definitely something you want with landscaping if you don't want to go too crazy and just want to keep it simple. But yeah, that is kind of it for this build, honestly. I'm gonna go through and furnish the backyard with some hobby things, just a place to hang out. I actually really like the objects. Let's go back. I really like the objects that I used there. You won't see them yet, but I feel like I struggle with suburban homes like this, because like for me, I never really experienced the suburban lifestyle. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I grew up in the mountains, and, our neighbor wasn't just next door. It was like down the road, and you could, their house was like this big. If you were standing on the front porch, you could be like, oh, there's their house, And yeah, like we didn't really have like proper neighbors. Like it wasn't typical. And I feel like that's what makes it hard, but I really did enjoy this build, and it was a lot of fun. Do let me know in the comments if you would like for me to do this again with tarot cards. It was so fun. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Do let me know in the comments. Did I just say that twice? I probably did. I'm so sorry. I need more coffee. Yeah, once again, I will leave my Patreon linked in the description down below, as well as my Ko-Fi page if you would like to support the channel directly. Thank you so much to Jennifer F. For becoming a patron. You're the first one. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. But anyways, I love you all. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, that is everything. Thank you all so, so very much for watching. Stay weird, and I will speak to you all next time. Goodbye, witches.